South Park Butters does have a superpower. I realized this today after watching an episode from season 16. Butters and Kenny take a trip to Hawaii, and while shooting golf balls towards a cruise ship, he manages to hit the ball with such strength that he not only reaches the ship, it goes through the glass of the ship, through the lens of a pair of binoculars, and into the eye of the captain. He unleashes such chaos with that golf ball that the cruise breaks in half and sinks. I just ruled it out as South Park's usual shenanigans until the Hawaiian locals tried the same and didn't even reach the boats of the Coast Guard. Then I remembered that episode where Stan tries to recruit him into his dance crew. He reveals that he was a pro tap dancer, but in one competition a shoe flew off his feet and caused a huge accident. Then it happened again. Then when Cartman hands him a gun in the episode of the Indiana Jones raping hardly a more chaotic setting than this one, he manages to fuck up more the situation by only managing to shoot people on the dick. It's simple enough. Maybe it's been posted before, but I realized that Butters does have superpowers. The thing is that he doesn't control them at all. It has nothing to do with the superpowers of Professor Chaos. Although it does relate with chaos, he appears to have the ability to beat all odds in order to reap chaos in huge loves, like a shoe hitting a scoreboard and killing a bunch of people, or a golf ball managing to cause a cruise sinking. The only time that he seems to control it, it's with the golf ball, but I would guess that it has to do with the fact that he was going through a mood swing. He shifted from his amiable and kind persona to a way more aggressive, assertive, and extremist one, while in the tap accident was well an accident, and during the shootings he was being pressured by Cartman. That's it. I'm sure there must be more examples of Butters unintentionally escalating other situations, but these were the ones who came to mind. Jimmy Neutron got his intelligence from his father. The show always tried to make it seem like he got his intelligence from his mother, which is fair, considering she is pretty smart. In the episode See Jimmy Run, she scientifically pointed out a flaw in Jimmy's shoebot. She's also a mechanic. The show also portrays the father as unintelligent. The official description even states it's clear that Jimmy didn't inherit his genius from his dad, Hugh. So with all of this evidence favoring the mother, what is making me question Jimmy's genius inheritance? Well, first, the mother might be smart, but not a genius like Jimmy. There are a lot of instances where she's as clueless as her husband. Secondly, and more importantly, there is only one other person in the Neutron family that is as smart, if not smarter than Jimmy. Baby Eddie. He is the family's only other genius. And he's from the father's side of the family. Club is a twisted version of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I was watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off last night on Netflix, and the theory that Ferris is a creation of Cameron Fair kept circling around my head, and I began to realize just how many similarities the theory had to the story of Fight Club. It's entirely possible that Cameron Fair grew up to become Edward Norton's character in Fight Club. Jack and Tyler Durden is basically a more aggressive and hypersexualized Ferris Bueller, which makes sense, as Tyler Durden was created by an adult mind, as opposed to a teenage mind of Cameron. Both films use narration throughout. Both films are escapist fantasies, and both films have a character eventually standing up, an authority figure, kinda. Sorta. I admit the theory falls down when it comes to Marla Singer, as she supposedly represents either the narrator's mother, the female part of the narrator's brain, or the narrator's repressed homosexual side. And I don't think Sloane Peterson is any of those things in Cameron Fair's mind. I think Sloane is simply Cameron's dream girl. But perhaps Jeannie Bueller is the female part of Cameron's brain, or perhaps even his repressed homosexual side. I admit I haven't got much evidence to back it up. I just thought I'd throw out there and see what people think. I mean, there is admittedly a much simpler explanation, which is Fight Club was directly or indirectly influenced by Ferris Bueller's Day Off. From Beauty and the Beast wasn't really as bad as we thought. Since Disney's Beauty and the Beast came out, a lot of people, including filmmakers, has been debating whether Gaston is an actual villain or not. Is he a bad guy? Maybe. Can we really call him a villain? I don't think so. First of all, I would like to compare him with other villains from Disney World. He didn't kill his own brother and blamed it to his nephew. He didn't kidnap a girl to use her magical hair. He didn't manipulate a girl only to rule a kingdom. He didn't turn kids into donkeys and sold them. He didn't commit genocide. The point is, Gaston isn't made just to be a villain. In fact, his whole character was first made before they decide he's the villain. Belle's end was supposed to be, and his existence isn't focusing on being evil. He was just a human with his flaws. Now let's talk a little about Gaston himself, and his social life, and his personality in general. Gaston is the hero of the town, admired by everyone, and his best friend is a dwarf. Even for someone who people call arrogant, I think that says something else. He's humble, yes, he beats the crap out of him, but in Disney World it's more goofing around. He even does it to his other friends. Just a note for those who says he beats Lefau for being a dwarf and only on his friends. His close friends notice how he never beats up anyone in the bar, except them who would say he thrown the chess table at that guy. But in fact the guy was cheating in the game. Gaston went easy on him, because, if it was the Old West, he would be dead. He's even polite with strangers in the village. In the opening number he says, "Excuse me and please let me through," instead of shoving people off his way, because he's a strong, handsome, huge, beloved guy now. A lot of people are saying the village likes Gaston only for being handsome and strong, but is it really just that? First, France at that time had a problem with wild animals such as bears, and we can see a bear's head in Gaston's wall. He protects the village. Also, the village is poor. As Bill stated, Gaston also feeds his village. He's not only hunting for himself, that's for sure. And in the full version of the song he was called that hero next door, and I'm pretty sure he's not a hero for being handsome or hunting for sport. He did more than that, and when the villagers believe they're in danger, they count on Gaston to protect them. Not Because he's beautiful, the guy has proven himself to the village in countless of his heroic stories before the events of the movie. Notice how Gaston is a serving member for his community, something Disney villains aren't so good at. Now I would like to point out the similarities in Gaston and the Beast. The Beast had those gentle objects in the castle telling him to be a better person every day for 10 years, and that really didn't work with him. Hell, he almost killed Belle because she entered that room. Really, if she didn't dodge that hit she would have been dead. Only because he's quick-tempered. The Beast had all the chances to become a better person and he barely changed. Gaston, on the other hand, was surrounded by jerks, yes. Jerks. After Belle rejects him and publicly humiliated him, he goes to his tavern yelling how no one says no to him and all, but whatever, it's pretty clear for him that he can't get all he wants, and that's life. He have to get used to this change.